Hi, I'm Amberly. Welcome back to Real Florida Outdoors.
Welcome back here at the 3rd annual Covington Sportsmans Expo here in Andalusia, Alabama. It's a gorgeous weekend outside, a little bit warm, but here inside it's actually air conditioned and nice and cool. Here right now with Mark McDuffie, one of the vendors out here, actually co-participating with Jeep Sullivan's Outdoor Adventures. Mark, how many years have you been participating in this event?
This is my second year to taking part in this event.
So last year you also were here?
Yeah, last year we had a small booth and we've blown it out this year.
Now, I look behind me here and you've got the equivalent of 4 or 5 booth spaces. Both you and Jeep have your boats here, which is really cool, certainly attention-getting. What do you anticipate doing over the course of this weekend as far as education and letting people know what you do?
Well, first of all, it's great just to be able to get in this air condition, so that whatever it costs, we're paying. But no, one is we want to definitely bring awareness to our programs that we're doing out there. Hopefully, maybe being able to meet some actual wounded warriors here that's maybe out and just trying to reintegrate back into society, or maybe meet their family members that said, hey, I have a daughter or son that's having a hard time, and then we can just maybe just share our services to them and what we're doing, and hopefully allow them to come take part in what we're doing.
Now, we had the luxury of working with Jeep for almost a year, and he met your acquaintance and found out that you guys were doing a lot of the same stuff. You yourself, a wounded warrior, so thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about how you basically embrace this project. Again, it probably makes a little bit of sense that you're a wounded warrior, you wanted to give back. Talk a little bit about how that transpired.
Well, in 2007, I was injured over in Iraq, and in 2009, I retired, and I actually went back to work for the government for a year and just was not happy, and I wanted to do something else. I had a lot of people that was my mentors that helped me get back to where I was at, and I wanted to do my part and share with other wounded warriors. So I was laying in bed one night just having a hard time sleeping. My wife says, you enjoy fishing, you enjoy helping wounded warriors, so why don't you start Wounded Warrior Fishing? And I was like, that's a wonderful idea, and I sat down and did a business plan, and I did it for a couple of years, and then this past year I was actually able to get with Mako and Bass Pro Shop and been sponsored in a boat this year, and it's just allowed me to just share what we're doing to a lot more people.
Yeah, I look around at your collateral and your boat certainly all logoed up. You do enjoy some good sponsorships, and that certainly makes it a little bit easier to do what you want to do.
There's no way we could do it without our dedicated sponsorships. It's it helps. It helps get other sponsorships, but more than all, it just when we host these events for these wounded warriors to come in, it just makes it so much easier. And I mean, we want to roll the red carpet out for them. We want to really take care of them and give them a lot of nice things and just say thank you to them, and they make it all possible.
Now, both you and Jeep over the last 6 months or so, really doing just that. We've had the opportunity to be with Jeep and some of these guys. They say most gave some and some gave all, and you see these guys, amputees in large part, some with abnormalities that you don't see at first glance because they've got head injuries or something like that. Your heart goes out. How do you feel you're received by the public when you get out there and you have the opportunity for Joe Lunchbucket to come on up and talk to these guys and yourself about what you do?
Right. It's huge. Whenever we started this, I'm very fortunate to be able to stand here today and do this. I have friends, like you said, that are very amputees and you don't have to be just a physical injury. I mean, we know the mental injuries are very tough as well. But just to be around those individuals and to be able to help them is huge. And just allowing other people to come up and tell them thank you. I mean, when I come home from my injuries from Walter Reed, I mean, they rolled the red carpet, still rolled the red carpet. And what's cool is I was just in Jacksonville last weekend, and I've been out to Louisiana fishing, and you're driving down the interstate, and people comes up next to your boat, or you're on the water, and people just, starts hitting their horn, they come by giving you the big thumbs up. And to me, that makes us know we're doing the right thing. And then being a wounded warrior, I'm appreciative of that support for us personally, but also as well as being able to share that with the other wounded warriors.
The greatest generation, World War II, the veterans that came back from that, they were extremely well received. That was probably, arguably, the last war that the United States really tried to win. But regardless of the politics, Vietnam veterans were not treated as well. And only today are they starting to get some recognition. The pendulum seems to have swung the other way, and guys who are veterans of Afghanistan and Iraq and Iran and all of these other conflicts, there does seem to be. Now, is that indeed accurate? Do you find that the public definitely does embrace that?
It is. Vietnam, we're just doing our part. This is our generation. This is our war. We're doing our part. We want to. That's why I think the Wounded Warriors of Iraq and Afghanistan are so tight-knit, is because we're going to make sure that another Vietnam never happens. We're not going to rely on someone else to take care of us. We're going to take care of each other. But it's been allowed to. I've been around a lot of Vietnam veterans and having them on the boat, and just saying thank you to them, because they didn't have that treatment, as well as you know. And then this year, a couple months ago, I actually had a World War II veteran that was traveling from Louisiana. He'd lost his wife and just real depressed, and his nephew had brought him around and got in touch with me. And I actually had a chance. It was right after I got the boat. One of the first Wounded Warriors I had a chance to take on the boat was a World War II veteran. And to me, my grandfather was a World War II veteran, and I lost him a couple of years ago. So it's just tremendous to me just to be able to say thank you to not only the Iraq and Afghanistan, but to the Korea and the World War II and Vietnam veterans.
Now, if somebody wants to find out more about what you're doing, if they want to maybe write a check and get on board as a sponsor or as a donor, I know you've got a website. What is that?
I do. It's woundedwarriorfishing.net. Just remember, you got to have a fishing net, so that's why we made it .net. Or you can always get in touch with Jeep Sullivan on his nonprofit. And like I said, we are very close and we work a lot together. And our goal was, when we first started, we seemed like we were both going in the opposite direction. And I said, I think if we just combine our resources here, then we can maybe touch a lot of people. And our goal in January was 75 Wounded Warriors, and I think we're halfway through the year now, and we're over 65. So we're going to exceed that number tremendous this year.
Well, good job. Thank you so much for your efforts. Interestingly, you are indeed a Wounded Warrior yourself, so that just doubles that opportunity for you to want to give back. But you know, as in all things, sometimes you see guys come back and feel sorry for themselves, sit in a chair. Do you find that your efforts are attracting some of those guys and making them get out more and participate and realize that people really do care?
Definitely, because a lot of the individuals that got injured, they used to love to hunt and fish and be in the outdoors before, and then they just didn't know they could get back out there. But it allows them to be able to say, hey, I can still do that. We may be a little slower, and we may have to do a couple more things, but we can enjoy it. But it also, maybe that individual that's never been in the outdoors hunting and fishing. I had a case in point a couple years ago. We had an individual that lived right on the water. He would come back, and he just had a hard time with life, and he was, maybe turned into alcohol and a couple other things. And he's like, you gave me a resource. I have a whole resource in my backyard, the bay. And he said, now when I feel stressed, he said, I know I can go down and just relieve that stress instead of maybe turning to drugs or alcohol. So that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you want to put a smile on someone's face and let them just relax for a couple hours. And as Jeep would tell you, our motto is, but you have to do it as a family. You're injured as a family, and you have to heal as a family as well.
Well said. And again, thank you for your efforts and all that you do.
Thank you.
If you want to find out more about Mark McDuffie and his efforts, it's woundedwarriorfishing.net. Jeep Sullivan is jeepsullivan.com. Both of them just great guys. And if you have the opportunity to get out here to the Covington Sportsmans Expo, if you're watching this, it's probably too late, but it happens every year right at this time. We're right at the end of June right now. It's a very well-priced event, lots of vendors. I understand 15,000, 20,000 people come in over the 3 days.
Yes, and so much free giveaways. If you just come just to partake in the free giveaways, I think just about every booth in here has something they're giving away. We're giving away fishing trips, bow hunting trips. So you could if you just come just to put your name in a drawing, it's well worth it.
Thanks again for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Here again with Mark McDuffie from Wounded Warrior Fishing here at the Covington Sportsman's Expo for the third big year here in Andalusia, Alabama. Check it out. You can go online to their website. Just Google Covington Sportsman's Expo, and we'll be right back.